Driveo came to me from a businessman out in San Diego, California. And he had created a platform where consumers could sell their vehicles directly to this platform, much like some of the other ones that you've seen in the United States already. What he's done differently is that he's decided that he's going to add car dealerships, in this case Mac Haik Chevy, as authorized drop-off facilities. And having these authorized drop-off facilities, it has two advantages for him and his business. The first is that he now has access to any location that he partners with in the United States to gain extra inventory for his business. The second benefit that he had is in having the ability for a customer to sell directly to a third-party service right here in our dealership. What we learned was it gave customers a peace of mind that not only could they get an appraisal from Mac Haik Chevrolet, but they also had a non-biased third party inside the dealership that could also provide them appraisal on their vehicle. What we learned was that we had something that most businesses couldn't offer consumers, which is multiple appraisals, essentially a bidding war for their vehicle live inside of our showroom. Through Driveo, taking in things like Teslas and $150,000 electric Porsches and G-Wagons and maybe some really late model Toyotas, Hondas. These are vehicles that if we were a dealer and we're trying to get those vehicles, we would have to trade for them. It gave us access to a whole new world of inventory that we never had before. And here's what we learned. Customers were willing to buy those vehicles from Mac Haik Chevy. The only thing we had to have was we had to have access to those vehicles. As a Chevrolet dealer, if we wasn't going to trade for the vehicles, the only other place to get them was at an auction. And on the average, if a consumer was selling that vehicle, trading that vehicle in, typically speaking, those vehicles wouldn't make it to the auction for us to see. But another interesting thing happened. It provided our local customers with a non-biased third-party extra appraisal on their vehicles. We've had customers who have went to BMW dealerships, Mercedes dealerships, and they're not happy with their appraisal. So they've come to Driveo and got an appraisal for their vehicle. And when those dealers weren't willing to step up and match the appraisal that they could get through Driveo, the customer could sell the vehicle here, and through Driveo, we provide customers with payments for their vehicle immediately. If you have equity in your vehicle, we give you the difference check on the spot. If you have a paid off vehicle and you have your title, we give you the check right then on the spot. Even if you don't have the title, if the vehicle's titled in Texas and we can verify that the lien on the vehicle has been clear, we will give you the check without having the title of the vehicle in hand. And that's something that most competitors won't do. So it provides customers not only of Mac Haik Chevy, but it provides customers of all dealership brands across Houston, Texas to have access to another source to make sure that they're getting treated fairly on their next vehicle, to make sure they're getting the correct value for their vehicle when they're ready to trade it in or sell it to another service here in Houston, Texas.